Xbox done fucking goofed.
Xbox done fucking goofed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 4 or 5 days ago, Nintendo actually made claims on YouTube Let's Play videos. So basically, they've set in place a automatic system that goes after people that are using Nintendo content and making money off of it, like Let's Play videos and stuff. The thing is it's not like what Sega did, how they're getting videos taken down and channels taken down.
Yeah.
What is happening is Nintendo is basically saying, oh, this content belongs to Nintendo, we'll put ads on it, and the ad revenue goes to Nintendo. So the content creator can no longer make money off of it. That's Nintendo that's making the money off it now.
That's a bit...
This is one of those weird decisions that nobody stands to benefit from this. The kind of money that Nintendo would be getting from this is menial. It's nothing for a company like Nintendo. But the people who actually do YouTube videos as their primary source of income are the ones that are getting screwed over, because the people who do Nintendo, say, Let's Play videos and editorial content on Nintendo games are the highest proponents of Nintendo games. They're the most avid people that love Nintendo. And Nintendo's like, well, alright, well, we're not going to do a Sega and take it all down, but we don't want you making money off it.
We're just going to steal money off you.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're doing.
And, like, this is the problem, is, like, if you look at the legality of it, the situation is too complex. There's actually no laws that 100% cover this. But you look at the legality of it, Nintendo owns the games. They are within their legal right to do this. But the question is it smart? Nobody benefits from this.
No, because, well, what happens is all the YouTubers who were doing Nintendo videos and are now finding out about this, they're going to be like, wait, so I was being more or less a cheerleader for you guys, and this is my thanks? Well, fuck yeah, I'm never doing another Nintendo video again.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, a lot of developers have come out and said, like, you know that Thomas is Alone game I showed you a few weeks back?
The one with the square.
Yeah, the one with the squares, yeah.
That's a great game.
The developer of that said that he doesn't understand what Nintendo's doing. Like, because he said specifically because of YouTube videos, and he cited Total Biscuit's WTF Is video being put up, his sales on that day were 8 times higher than they were on launch day for that game.
Jesus.
And, and that was free advertising. You just send him a copy of the game, and Total Biscuit says, well, yeah, I'll make a video of it, put it up. Total Biscuit gets ad revenue from the views, and the company gets sales from people that were convinced to buy the game.
Yeah. Quick question. With Nintendo doing this, does this cover Nintendo licensed game only, or can they do it to stuff like Monster Hunter as well, which isn't
Nintendo owned and licensed games.
Okay.
So, anything Nintendo publishes, so stuff that they didn't technically make, but they published, they could still do it with.
Like Bullet Witch, not Bullet Witch.
Yeah, like Bayonetta 2.
Bayonetta, thank you. Yes,
that's a very good example. Is that Nintendo own the publishing rights to that, and
so they could. That's going to be one of the games that private reviewers just won't do, I guess.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, this it's an automatic content tracking system. It's the same system Sega used to knock down all those other YouTube channels. That's such a scattershot approach. Like, this system doesn't discriminate very well. It'll go after anything that fits in with that. And what I mean by that is that people who genuinely have the legal permission and written permission to be doing reviews, say someone like IGN or the Game Station, or people who are covered by the fair use legislation, which is specifically like reviews and tutorials, even though they're covered legally, this system will still just go after them and take over their ad revenue.
That's
because it's just an automated system.
I'm wondering if it's going to track tags. Like, that'll be what it kind of digs at first.
That will probably be one of the things that comes up for search criteria. Like, none of the videos we've done fall under that.
You know,
'Cause everything we've actually monetized we've either had permission to use or is covered under fair use.
Yeah. Like, well, Monster Hunter was covered under fair use?
Yeah, Monster Hunter was, because even though they were somewhat like Let's Play videos, they were also tutorials.
Yeah.
And they had continuous narration over them. Because that's the two provisos, is continuous narration and tutorials.
Because what I'm wondering now is, if it's going to go on for a little while and they're going to realize, well, this is kind of a mistake and we probably should have just left this like, because surely they can't care that much about whatever pittance they're going to make from scamming YouTubers out of their money.
Yeah, well, I'll bring up the official statement from Nintendo, because I honestly believe it's not a malicious thing from Nintendo. I believe they really don't know what they've done wrong.
I can kind of forgive them on that thing, but then it comes down to naivety.
Yeah, I'll find... where is it?
Because, like, it's honestly a lot of people's, like, life. It's their job is YouTube. And, like, I mean, we've only done a couple of videos, you've done a lot more than me, and I keep getting held back on finishing the one I'm working on now. But it's honestly, it's a lot of work that goes into making videos, especially for games.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of work, and if you can't get paid for doing that, the only people that will be making videos like this are the people that don't care about getting paid for it. So the general quality of the Let's Play videos and stuff that are going up will dramatically drop, because the only people that will be doing it are people that don't care and people that don't have the professionalism required, because the people who have that professionalism are doing stuff they're going to get paid for.
Yeah, because, like, that being said, we can't do Nintendo videos. We're still just starting out and we can't.
Yeah, and I've actually tried to get in touch with Nintendo Australia a couple times to
get written permission.
Yeah, to get written permission, and they're so hard to get in touch with.
Really? Is there a hotline to just contact them on?
You can, but
that'd be the worst way to just be like, hey, you random person who picked up the phone, can I monetize my YouTube videos with written permission from Nintendo Australia? Thanks.
Alright. Nintendo has issued the following statement to Gamefront on the matter. As part of our ongoing push to ensure Nintendo content is shared across social media channels in an appropriate and safe way, we became a YouTube partner, and as such, in February 2013 we registered our copyright content in the YouTube database. For most fan videos, this will not result in any changes. However, for those videos featuring Nintendo-owned content, such as images or audio of a certain length, adverts will now appear at the beginning and or next to or at the end of video clips. We continue to want our fans to enjoy sharing Nintendo content on YouTube, and that is why, unlike other entertainment companies, we have chosen not to block people from using our intellectual property. That's the official statement from Nintendo. And to me, that reads like they genuinely don't know the damage that their decision here could potentially do to them.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing about that says, oh, we want to get that YouTube money. I mean, it's not much money to begin with.
Yeah.
It really seems, because Nintendo has a very, very proven history of being very guarded with their properties. They protect them tooth and nail. That's where the whole Nintendo seal of approval came from originally too.
Oh, okay. Because, like, that all kind of spurred from the CDI games of Zelda, didn't it?
Yeah, that was a major factor from it. And they don't let anybody but Capcom develop Zelda games because they're so protective of it. And I think that's what this whole move is about, but I don't think they understand the implications of what doing this does.
Yeah. Because it's really shitty for a lot of YouTubers.
Yeah, and it's a reactionary thing. They're going to basically be cutting out untold amounts of free advertising that they were previously getting. I mean, like, I can't count on one hand the amount of times I've bought a game specifically because I've seen a YouTube video of it that made it look fun.
Yeah.
Just recently, I saw the Game Station do a video about Guns of Icarus, and by the end of the first video, I went straight to Steam and bought it straight away. And if they weren't allowed to do that video, I would never have seen that, and I may never have bought the game.
Yeah. It's... Because let's take one big YouTuber for an example here that could potentially see a lot of damage from this, and that's the Angry Video Game Nerd. He does a lot of Nintendo games, like shitloads. Yeah,
that's his primary content source, is Nintendo stuff from my memory.
Yeah, it is. Like, he does Sega every now and then, and he did some Jaguar videos a little, a while ago, but yeah, every time I go over there, it's mostly Nintendo stuff.
Yeah. And for a person like him, if he can suddenly no longer make money doing videos basically championing Nintendo stuff, he has no incentive to do the Nintendo videos to begin with, and he will do other things. He'll do Sega games, he'll do whatever. Well, maybe not Sega, because they're pricks too, but...
Yeah. Well, the thing is with him, like, he's lucky enough to be at the end of his review cycle. Like, he just made a movie recently. I don't know if it's come and gone or come out yet. I don't think it's going to be in cinemas. It's like a home deal.
Yeah.
But it's got professional quality work, and he's got a game coming out, an Angry Video Game Nerd game. That's really awkward to say. But that being said, it's still a good example, and there's going to be YouTubers who just are going to be kind of screwed.
Yeah. And even though this is such a shitty thing, and it's been all over the internet for the past few days, I think people will forget about it now, because of the Xbox One. Oh my god.
They've really dug themselves a hole. Like, not only was their conference really boring, their Xbox One is a shit name. Because the first Xbox was called the Xbox, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first one was the Xbox, the second one was the Xbox 360.
360, and then now we've got Xbox One, so...
Yeah. It's the one.
Let me just paint you a small picture real quick. How do you think future generations are going to differentiate between the original Xbox and the Xbox One?
I don't know. Well, you to think of what future generations will refer to it like, you got to look at our past. What do we call the original PlayStation?
PS1.
I call it PS1. It was never actually called PS1, but I call it PS1.
I think the final release of the PS1 console, which is the one that
the small, slim one?
Yeah, the one that you've got at the moment, that was actually called the PS1, but that was the only one.
I thought that was the PSX.
No.
Okay.
It says PS1 on it, but I think a lot of people call it the PSX. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't really... Maybe that's what the Xbox will be, or the Xbox X. I don't fucking know. That's the Xbox Fat. You don't want your system remembered that way.
Yeah, because... Fat is definitely one of the things you can use to describe it. With it weighing a ton and the controllers also weighing a ton.
Yeah, the controllers being big enough to have a flail fight with.
Yeah. Pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
But not only, like, going back to the Xbox One, the reveals that you told me about, because I didn't watch it all because it was really boring, and then you told me that there was 3 things going into it that were really bad that may have been true, and the first one being was it always had to be online, which turned out to not be true, that's correct.
Yeah, that turned out to be a total rumor. Now, it may have been the case through development, and then they decided to change it at the last minute because of all the negative feedback they got, and that whole tirade thing over Twitter a month or 2 ago where that dude got fired.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I forgot his name, but there was one of the Xbox higher-ups was basically making Twitter posts to the effect of, deal with it. In regards to the always-on always on potentiality of the system.
That's
So
really
it
dumb.
may very well have been that it was designed that way, and then it was changed at the last minute because of all the negative feedback. But then the second and third things, the fact that it blocks used games, you can't. If I spend $100 on my new copy of Halo, I cannot lend it to you.
Yeah, I'd have to. You could lend me the disc, but I'd have to install it and pay an installation fee. Is that how that's going to go?
Yeah, that's basically what it'll do. There's the pre-owned games and lent games are basically blocked behind a paywall that's tied to an Xbox Live account.
Yay! And you still have to pay for Xbox Live, which is
you still have to pay for Xbox Live, and that's that's a whole conversation in and of itself. The potential damage they're doing to themselves, like companies like EB have proven history of denying business to companies that do stuff like this. I remember when the PSP Go came out and they said, "Oh, it's all digital. Well, we're not selling the system for you. Then piss off."
Yeah.
And if EB can't get trade-ins for this system, that if they were to do trade-ins, they'd have to do them at a tiny price.
Yeah, they'd be making seriously, maybe $20 a game.
Yeah,
less.
because to my knowledge, if the installation fee for a used game is on parity to what the online passes have been recently, you're literally talking about $10 to $20, which is in a lot of cases the price of a used game if it's an old game. And that's the thing, games, doesn't matter how old the game will be, you still have got to pay to put it on your system.
Yeah. Well, when you install your game, is it a case of install it, don't need the disc anymore?
Yes.
That's really kind of shitty too. Because, I like kind of fingering through my games on my shelf and be like, I haven't played that in a while, pulling it out and be like, yeah, I remember this cover, and popping it in, and now with the new Xbox is going to be like,
yeah,
I feel like playing this, boop.
And I don't mind that so much. I like the idea of a full install as an option.
Yeah.
But I also like the idea of just grabbing my case, whacking in the disc, and playing it.
Yeah.
And it's just unfathomable how intensively they'll be shooting themselves in the foot from this.
Yeah. But what was the other thing?
The third thing is that it
The Kinect.
Yes, the system will not work without Kinect, and that's been confirmed by another one of the Microsoft higher-ups from questioning after the press conference. You must have Kinect connected. It must be turned on.
Yeah. That's not such a huge deal, but it's still unless they perfect the technology, it's why? Why would you do this?
Now, by the sounds of it, from what they're saying, the technology works much better than the old generation of it did. It's supposed to track fingers, it's supposed to track you while you're sitting down and all that stuff that the old one never could really do properly. But the problem is that a lot of people, this... this doesn't necessarily apply to me, but a lot of people don't like the idea of a camera on their TV always looking at them.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be on.
Yeah, well, with my girlfriend, when she's sitting in bed on her laptop, she's always got blue tack over her webcam. She doesn't even like the thought of it being there.
Yeah, and it's just for a lot of people, it's just a mental thing. It's that I know that if that's turned on, it could be recording me. It's not. It's like a webcam on your computer. It's not unless you activate it. But the fear that somebody on the other end of the internet could just be watching you as you play, or as you sit there in front of your TV or whatever, is enough for a lot of people to really, really not want to go anywhere near this thing.
Yeah, it's and with because it was an hour after the Xbox conference. Didn't PlayStation stocks shoot up by some ridiculous amount?
Yes, I actually have the thing right here. Alright, Sony stock went up 9.25% after the Xbox One reveal.
Did it say how long after it was?
10 AM, 11... Yeah, it took about an hour and a half to get that high.
That's insane.
And that tells you something. The investors are like, fuck this, sell Xbox, I want something else.
Yeah.
Because nobody's going to buy it. Well, the people will.
Yeah, they're gonna buy it. Like, hardcore fans who think Xbox is the best console of ever are definitely gonna be all over it, but it's...
Yeah, but saying
it.
people are gonna buy it is like saying people bought the Wii U. I bought the Wii U because I'm a proponent of Nintendo, and I bought it because I want Zelda, I want Metroid, I want all of those things.
Yeah.
And I understand that a lot of people are going to buy Xbox specifically for that reason. They want Gears of War, they want Halo, they want Fable. But outside that, most people that have the resources in themselves to educate themselves as to what system does, what will not choose Xbox.
No, they're not. Like, I think down the line, because at this point I'm not planning on getting an Xbox, but I know further down the line, once I see some games on there that I really don't think I want to miss, I'll get it. Because it was the same with the 360. Once, when Fable 2 was out and Fable 3 wasn't far away, I was like, I can't put it off anymore, I need one. And
Yeah,
like, now I've got a great library of Xbox games. It's like, it's not like there's nothing on there, it's just that... That's
the thing, there's got to be something.
But, like, all I had before then was a Wii, and then later I got a PlayStation 3, and ever since then I haven't really touched my Xbox.
Yeah.
Because, like, I fully intend to have all this generation's consoles as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and like, I probably will still buy an Xbox, but maybe in 5 or 6 years' time.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time before I get one.
Yeah, unless there is some killer app on there that I cannot miss. Like in my personal case, they've mentioned that Rare is bringing back some historical game from their past. To me, if that happened to be Killer Instinct, I don't care what I have to pay. I'm getting that day one. And that's just a personal thing to me. But everybody, well, not everyone, a lot of people have that one thing that will get them through over the line.
Yeah, like for you and me with Nintendo products, let's say, doesn't take anything. If we see a new Nintendo product, we're on it. Because what did we get on day one? I got the Wii on day one. I got the 3DS day one. I got the Wii U day one. Everything day one.
Yeah, and like for me, I bought the Wii U. Like I fully accept that the Wii U's not as powerful as it could have been, and there's really not much to play on there outside of Monster Hunter at the moment. But I bought the Wii U with the guarantee that there will be games that I am interested in on there. There will be Zelda, there will be Metroid, there will be Mario Kart, all of that stuff. And like that's what people are buying this stuff for. That's what you and me bought the 3DS for.
Yeah, and like with the 3DS, like I'm still sure that not a great amount of people learn it, but come this October, those things are going to be flying off the shelf, because that's what is it, Pokemon XY?
Yeah, well, it's only about the first 10 months that it was slow, and then once Mario Kart came out and...
Pokemon Black... Oh, not Pokemon Black White, because they're...
Yeah, they're just the DS games, but they did help. But yeah, once Mario Kart came out, once Super Mario 3D Land came out, once... Resident Evil Revelations came out, like these things just started flying off the shelves. They're doing so incredibly well at the moment. They're actually outpacing the original DS at the moment.
I think what's going to happen is X and Y will come out, and anyone who was like at the point of I kind of want it, but there's not that thing on there that I want, Pokemon is going to make those people buy it.
Yeah, like my friend John, youtube.com/repressorfm, I've been trying to convince him to get a 3DS for the longest time, and he was like, "No, I can't justify it. Oh, just those games isn't a good enough reason." The second he saw Pokemon X and Y, I was like, getting one. That's it.
Yep.
And like, that's it.
That's all it took.
That's all it takes.
Because I've been hanging out for the fully 3D Pokemon experience for the longest time, like ever since Stadium, when I was like, "Oh, I can put my Game Boy game in there. Does that mean I can just like play the game in a 3D overworld?" No.
Yeah, and I'm expecting there to be some sort of downloadable app for the Wii U to do the same thing for X and Y.
That'd be cool.
That'd be
cool. Yeah,
cool.
because they've already got the technology somewhat with Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to not with XY, other than as CBF.
Yeah, they probably will. It'll probably be like a $15, $20 download, and that's like your Stadium game, and everyone can play on a big screen and stuff.
Yeah. But one thing that I'm super pumped for, like, even though I know it's probably still going to be eons away, is new Smash Bros.
New Smash Bros. They, Nintendo have actually announced, just recently that in an upcoming Nintendo Direct video before E3, they're showing Smash Brothers, they're showing Mario, and they're showing Mario Kart, all for the Wii U.
I don't want to alarm you. I think I just came alone.
Excellent.
But yeah, no, it's good. Nintendo's good. But I mean, I guess we kind of wandered off a little, but...
Yeah, well, getting back on topic, there is one last issue with the Xbox One. It's not a major thing, but it can be a real detractor from buying it early, is there's no backwards compatibility for it. And like that's a common theme these days. They don't
want people to trade in their consoles.
Yeah, they don't want people to trade in their consoles. They want people to keep buying Xbox games because until the Xbox One reaches a potential critical mass, if it does so, they're going to want to keep selling games on the original Xbox and keep people paying for their Xbox Live accounts and playing Halo and all of that.
Yeah.
It's a big deal because people can't just go, alright, well, I've still got all of these other games to play even though there's nothing else on there, but you look at the PS3, they removed backwards compatibility a few months into its life cycle, people kicked up a stink, and then a few months later everyone forgot.
Yeah, because it's not a huge deal.
Yeah, it's not a huge deal. If I want to play a PS2 game, I'll plug in my PS2.
Yeah, because it was the same, like, even though I knew the Wii U was going to be fully backwards compatible, it's just got the Wii in there.
Yeah, it's got a Wii inside it, pretty much.
But, I've still got my Wii.
Yeah.
And what I'll end up doing with that is probably homebrewing it and put something fun on there.
Yeah, like, I use my Wii, I'm not a proponent of pirating your systems in any way, but I use my Wii specifically for homebrew and running hacked versions of games. That's not to say a pirated version of the game, it's to say modded versions.
Oh, like Project M.
Yeah, and that's all I use my old Wii for. It's a Project M box. I use it specifically to play the Smash Brothers.
It's an awesome game.
Yeah, might even throw some footage of that up, jumping around, chopping fools.
Yeah.
And like, there's all sorts of really cool things you can do with it, but yeah, like
homebrew is just a tool that lets you use lots of fun tools. So there's a couple of games people have made to work specifically on homebrew.
Yeah, there's a few games on there, and just like every system, you can also get like versions of like Quake and Doom and stuff on there. The thing I like about that as well is, say with Quake, you still have to own Quake to play it. That's only the shareware that they've got on there, but you can put in your files from the real copy if you want.
Yeah, and I remember that we did it, and you were playing on the Wii, and I was playing on the PC. And then like everyone came home, we had 4 people. We just played Quake from start to finish.
Yeah, and that goes to show it's not hard to do cross-console multiplayer. It's easy. Everybody's saying it's not possible. It's really, really easy. It's all the same netcode. The problem is the paywalls that Microsoft puts up.
I'm just trying to
Nintendo.
I'm trying to remember how because I know it didn't work straight away. There was something small that we had to do. I think it was just a case of one of the PCs had to host, the Wii couldn't.
I think that might have been the case. And like, it wasn't perfect. Like the Wii version of the game, I couldn't see your guys' color schemes and stuff set up and whatnot, but it worked fine.
You could have your gun upside down. You could have your arm coming out of the center of the screen.
Yeah, all sorts of
because your arm tracked the Wii remote's movements, didn't just move the cursor.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Yeah, I think that was a good podcast there. Good minicast. How long did that go for?
About half an hour.
Fuck yeah.
Alright, well, I'll press stop record there. Bloop.